Now, in a breaking story, a short while ago, SABC crew in the Northwest Province have been robbed whilst out on assignment. We now speak to our reporter, Sellwane Khakhau, who's part of that crew that was robbed. Sellwane, thanks very much for joining us. It's been a busy and tumultuous time in the Northwest Province for a while now. Tell us about what happened to you, and is it related to the protests?
Absolutely, Peter. It definitely has been quite a hectic week, quite a hectic time to say here for us in the Northwest. Well, we cannot say for sure if the people who attacked us were part of the people who were involved in the protest action that we had just come from just before our attack. But what I can tell you is that at that particular time when we were attacked, we had just moved from the scenes of looting and where the protest action was taking place. We were in Joburton, at the location called Joburton here in Klerksdorp, and my camera guy, Zolani, and I had just come from the story to cover it. Everything went well, business as normal. We came to a local filling station. Many people would know it as Engine Filling Station here by Uncle John's in Joburton. There came one guy while we were busy filing. He came to the driver's seat to speak to my camera guy. He made a small conversation to ask, "Oh, are you from the SABC?" To which then he responded, "Yes, we are from the SABC." He then asked him, people are looting. There's so much going on in the area. And he told him, yes, we're actually from there. Then he said, well, but don't put me on camera. He said, well, you're not on camera. It's fine. You can relax. He left. After a few minutes, after he left, came two men who came straight to our car. They started attacking the camera guy, Zolani, physically beating him with fists and, other things they had in their hands. We didn't really see what was going on. It happened so fast. I then realized that we're actually being attacked. So I unbuckled my safety belt. I had my phone in my hand because I was busy writing the script. And I got out. I ran out of the car to where other people were. It was business as normal at the filling station. Cars were being serviced. People were buying things at the store. It looked normal. But people were watching at that particular point, also helpless, I suppose. I ran to them. I started calling for help. I tried calling the police. I tried calling the office for them to assist us. And they took everything that we had in the car. They took our suitcases with clothes that were packed in there. They took toiletry bags. They took all the SABC equipment and resources that we had. We're talking about laptops. We're talking MacBook, the SABC microphones, the SABC camera. Everything that was in the car, the DMNG that we used to go live for television, the tripod, our cell phones, our personal belongings that were in the car were taken. But otherwise we are safe, except that my camera guy he really looks a bit traumatized because they were beating him physically, and it was quite a number of them who came to attack us, about more than 10 people, if I saw correctly. We did go inside the feeding station to ask her to see the footage, the CCTV footage from the management, and we could see it was quite a number of them, more than 10 of them who came to attack us.
So, were their faces covered? This is in broad daylight, so they weren't scared to be recognized?
No, they were not scared to be recognized. So some of them had covered their faces, but some did not cover their faces. It was broad daylight. Everybody was just watching. The attack, the beating happened fast, but after we moved away from the car, they started taking their time when they were taking the equipment out. At some point, I even thought, well, maybe these two last guys there by the car are actually helping us. That's how slow the whole process was as they were trying, to take the rest of the things that were in the car.
And how did they get away? Were they on foot? Were they with a car? How did they carry all this stuff?
We didn't see everything that happened. I remember I saw them after the attack. They ran to an opposite side. There was a wall right there where we were. So they went around that wall. And from there, we did not see what happened. But I remember seeing a taxi, like a minibus. It could be a 15-seater or so. I remember seeing it just before the attack, and it was empty at that point. and there was just a lot of people on the streets roaming around, some people chilling, others coming from the protest. And shortly after the attack, I ran to go and check if the Kumbi was still there or to ask people where those guys had ran, and no one was saying anything, and that Kumbi was gone. So we're not sure if they were using that. Could be that they were using the taxi, but we didn't see it with our eyes because it was quite a number of them. So it could definitely not have been one car, maybe two in that Kumbi, maybe two vehicles or so, Peter.
All right, so you've spoken to the police. What have they been able to say at all? I guess at this stage they're just filing a complaint.
Yes, we are actually with the police at this moment. We're trying to give them a statement to tell them what happened. And I presume they will start with investigations maybe after this incident. But we're just busy giving them the statement. They responded also quite fast, maybe in 10 minutes or so. They were with us, 10, 15 minutes they were with us. Yeah, they are taking our statements right now, Peter.
All right, Sellwane, we're glad that you're safe, and we certainly hope that the cameraman is also not too badly shaken, but not a great thing to happen. But please stay safe, and we'll catch up with you. Thanks very much indeed for giving us that update.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
All right, Sellwane Khakhau with the cameraman, the SABC crew in the Northwest Province there, robbed by, it sounds like, more than 10 people at a petrol station in the Northwest Province, but it doesn't seem to be related to the unrest that's in the province at this time. But we'll give you more on that story once we get more from them a little bit later.